the ministry route, did that start before you got married or afterwards?
Great question. So I actually did not come into my calling until I was going through my season of separation and divorce.
Okay.
That was like one of the worst, if not the worst seasons in my life where, so for me, what I realized is that in, hearing God's voice for the first time clearly in him speaking to me, what he revealed to me was that everything that I had built up to that point, my career, being successful, making a good, decent income within my career, having 2 beautiful kids, a boy and a girl, having, a home that I purchased at 23. I did the renovation, the demolition myself, and having a wife that I did all of that without one, asking God along the way, is this to be my wife? Right. 2, just continually praying throughout the process and constantly praying to God and seeking his guidance.
Yeah.
And what he showed me was that everything that I had, he took away from me, and I had built all of that without him.
Okay.
And when I seek him intentionally, that I can get all of that back tenfold.
Okay.
And that my family
Job
can become
situation.
whole again. Yeah. So at my lowest, when all of that was taken from me, and I was living on my own in an apartment, I would like literally sleep in a fetal position like every night, right? And I started to hear God for the first time. And so in that, what he spoke to me was a revealing of my calling. This was around the time of me being 30 and coming into like what I expressed about my own realizations, and just like it was a real big growth period for me.
Okay.
And so I always felt like I had somewhat of an understanding of what my purpose was, but never really knew what that container, what that vehicle was going to be, what that calling was, that would drive that purpose to the destiny. And so in that time when I heard him speak to me, what he revealed was that I'm meant to be a pastor at some point.
Wow.
And so
did you know that before today, Latavia? Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Go ahead.
And so, in revealing that to me, what I then, as you get further away from something, you start to see more of a holistic picture because you can see it from a different perch.
Okay.
Right. And so what I realized is that had always been embedded in my life, and I had sprinkles of that realization throughout my life, whether I chose to run to it or run away from it.
I can see that. I can see how God creates. He gives you gifts without repentance, right? And then he allows you to live life. And then you bump your head. You have some kind of a Saul situation, and then he allows you to go through situations, and he causes enough turmoil, strife, bedlam, and chaos in your life to be like, okay, now my name is Paul. Now I'm gonna do your will. And like, okay, now then he sends you to Damascus for you to get yourself together, and then you okay, now I'm gonna be given a work to do.
Yeah.
And so he kind of makes you aware of that work later on after. But it was like what you was doing out in the streets, or what you was doing before you were doing his will. Yeah. Kind of had its roots, and so I can see that kind of path.
And I definitely was Saul. That turned into Paul. That's my avatar from the Bible.
If you want to see another clip of this episode, click right here. If you want to see another video about relationship topics, click right here.